Oh no. What a start to TransTrem Thursday. Busting a string. I'm glad everybody had a close-up view of that. That's awesome. So, fortunately, I have another TransTrem guitar. So, let's take just a minute and we'll get sorted and then we'll swap guitars. How is everybody? Welcome to TransTrem Thursday. I see a bunch of people in the chat. Glad everybody's here. We also have, oh, there he is. We've got our regular, Mr. R2R3.
Cheers, man.
What is going on, dude?
Not much, man. I was going to go grab my drink and all of a sudden I hear ding,
ding.
What the heck was that?
Man, can you believe that? Look at this.
The guitar tech.
Look at this. Where's Zeke when you need him? Oh, man.
That's it. I'm like, what's his name?
Oh, well, what can you do? I mean, the show must go on, right? So, right. In the meantime, I'm going to mute my guitar, take this one off.
Yeah, this is the part where people who play non-trem guitars go, see, that's why I play a non-trem guitar, because you can break a string and keep the show going.
Yep. Well, you know, technically I could have locked this into place and continued to play, but, you know, what's the point in that? I want to, you know, wail on a TransTrem here. So, yeah. Man, that's super disappointing. Well, it's a good thing I've got more of them, so I'll have to change this out and have that ready for next Thursday. But I can switch over to the other one.
That's right.
I just like this. I like the sound of this one better. I've never really liked the pickup in the other one, so I kind of.
It's the EMGs. I'm telling you, there's something about the little boost in there, the clarity.
It gives it that certain growl that that Steinberger TransTrem needs. That's I've said it before. You know, when I first got this guitar and I plugged it in. And, you know, first tune I tried to start playing was Summer Nights. And I'm like, there it is. That's the sound. That's it. So It's something to do with those EMGs for sure. Well, that kind of sucks. So anyway, let's get to the comments in the chat. Let's say hello to everybody that's here. Let's see. We've got Tim Thomas. Welcome in.
Tim Thomas.
Stephen Franklin. Good to see you. Let's see. Tim Thomas again. Graphite and cigars. Welcome in, brother. New avatar. Smoking cigar. Pretty cool.
Did he have that before? No?
I don't believe I remember seeing that.
Okay.
Who knows? Janice Lala is here. Welcome, Janice.
Welcome, Janice.
Kurt 5150. Welcome in, brother. Enjoyed the show the other night. That was awesome.
That was good last night.
It wasn't as good as last week, but, you know, hey, I'm just saying.
I always have fun.
It was still a fun time. Yeah, it was good. I tell you what, the what's that little segment they do over at Under the Bus? What were you thinking, or something like that? The one with the wheel popping off and the guy. I couldn't watch. I was like, no, because
I saw what you typed in the chat. You're like,
doing.
Did you actually have video of yourself doing it?
Doing motorcycle racing and track days and so forth. I do have something. I can actually pull it up and show you guys.
Oh man.
Let's see. That'll be fun, won't it?
What the fuck are you doing?
So what the hell? Let's see. Oh yeah, here it is. Let me get.
Oh man.
Let me get to the good part here.
Steal the little thing from Kurt. What the fuck? I love it.
All right, let me get to it here. Let me adjust my camera. All right, can you guys see this? Here we go.
Oh no, dude.
Oh, that was not a fun day. So.
Well, at least you didn't hit a gate.
Right?
Like that dude in the scooter.
Yeah. Oh, man, that one. Ooh, yeah, that one was pretty gnarly, too.
Oh, my kids, that one. Because I go, hey, guys, if you're ever riding your scooter, don't do this.
That's the fortunate thing about doing that kind of thing on a track is you've got plenty of runoff room. But it just so happened that where I ran off, there was a little divot, and my front tire hit it, and it just
of course you go
off we went. So... And it looked a lot slower than it actually was.
I'm like, hey, man, you landed on soft grass.
No. Landing on anything, you know, after coming to a screeching halt after 100 miles an hour.
Exactly. I was just saying, how many miles an hour are you going?
Yeah. We got Mr. Mick is in the chat. Welcome in.
What's up, Mr. Mick?
Octopus Ears is here. Welcome in, brother. BC Rich 581. How's it going? Thomas Santiago.
Thomas.
Every channel we go on, we see Thomas come in. Everybody sings his name to him. We got a new face, Noam Ansland. I guess that's how you say that. Hope I said it right. Welcome in.
I like the fluorescent stripes.
Yeah, cool stuff. Cool stuff. We have, who else we got? Let's see. Rob Blackmore Official is here. Welcome in. BC Rich 581. I think we just saw him a minute ago. Let's see. John DeShane is here. John. That's awesome. Awesome that I broke a string. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. You showed that Zura guitar last time we were on.
Yep. That was cool stuff. Let's see. Who else? Bryce Regal is in the house. Yep. Welcome in. Bryce was checking out one of my shorts earlier. Speaking of my short from earlier, I did Somebody Get Me a Doctor. And a big thanks to Mr. Young, Ronald Young, who sent me in that pedal. I used that pedal for that short.
Hey, so now. There you go.
We'll kind of look at that pedal and see how it sounds in a little bit.
Right on.
Robert Ranford is here. Welcome in.
Yo, bro. Cheers.
Let's see. Who else we got? Scrolling. Nightbot is here as usual. Hope he's behaving.
Always behaving.
Hey, Steven. How's it going?
What's up, man?
Let's see. Big Al.
That'd be me.
What the
what are you doing? That's the name of the segment.
Yeah. Guitar Man 45, welcome in.
Yo.
Guitar Man 45. I have to let you know that still haven't got this shipped out. I haven't had time. It's going. I'm going to the UPS store probably tomorrow, and I'll get that out for you.
It's gonna put the sticker right on the box.
Yeah. Just put it right on the package and a stamp on it.
There it is.
I wonder if that would work. You just take this and write an address on the back and then put a stamp on it. It'd get there, right?
Just the backing of it. Some guy would probably just take off the sticker.
It'd get there looking like it was ran over and somebody skidded on it. Oh, goodness. Ryan Hall, other Ryan. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Quentin James is here. What's going on, Mr. Quentin?
What the?
Somebody was trying to give me your number the other. I don't know. Zach Thong is here. What's going on, Zach?
Zach.
Let's see. Man. Scrolling. Who else? I think that's it. We're down to the bottom. I think we've said hello to everybody. So,
I think so.
What's been going on, man? How's your day?
Good, man. I had a really good day. You know, normally when you have a rough day at work, you want to just take a nice long nap. But today was a really good day at work. I think it's because of spring break. So it's kind of a little bit quiet and mellow. But I got home early and I took a nap. And I just woke up a little while ago. I normally don't do that. I don't take power naps like that or big naps. And I didn't even know what day it was, man. I was like, oh, dude.
Were you having dreams about being late to the show and missing the show?
Dreams about talking about EMGs, and I'm like, I'm late for the show. What day is it?
I got to get up. What's that Van Halen song? Starts out, dun, or ups. Hey, man, wake up.
Yeah, it's exactly.
The dream is over? Yeah. All right, let me set this down, and I'll grab my other guitar.
Now, is he playing slide in that thing? It sounds like he's playing slide guitar in that song.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I see people play it without the slide.
I wouldn't know Eddie to play a slide.
Right, but it has that sound.
Yeah, who knows?
I can't get the 9 notes.
All right. So we're going to pull this one out, and hopefully this one's in tune. Like I said, my other one is typically my main one that I grab. I mean, can you blame me, though?
Oh, my gosh. Bonner Jams is here.
Oh, where is he? Where? Let's see who else. We got a couple other people coming in.
He's got a question. What time does the dildo come? Oh, that's the last segment of the show.
Yes, sir. That's after we sign off.
Yeah, John. Big fan of the nap. Yeah.
Who else did we have here? I saw a couple other
I
names.
saw Miles in here somewhere. Where did I swear I saw him? Yeah, there he is.
There he is. Six Fingered. Welcome in.
What's up, bro?
Boner Jams. We got, who else did I see? Oh, there he is. Johnny Bean. Welcome in, brother.
Got Johnny.
From Santa Cruz, California. Where's everybody else from? I am in the EVH Purple Man Cave.
I am from Portillo's. Boner Jams knows where that's at. It's in Chicago.
Has he been to visit you before?
Well, I think Boner Jams is originally from these parts. And when he does come and visit, he doesn't come visit me. He visits this place called Portillo's, and I guess he stuffs himself with chili dogs and Italian beefs and cheeseburgers and all that good stuff.
Hey, we got Alonzo just coming in. What's going on, man?
Alonzo!
Welcome in. All right, so should I complete my little intro that I normally do with this guitar? All right, let's see what happens.
Do the intro and make sure we don't hear another bing, 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 bing.
Messed that one up, didn't I? Yeah, this one doesn't quite transpose quite as accurately as the other one, so Summer Nights is not quite like it should be. Gotta make sure I play this a little different too, because I keep getting dinged on copyrights. All right, now I feel like we've started the show. Come on, get some applause or something. Come on.
Graphite wanted you
Fortunately,
to pull a little bit harder to bust some springs or break something.
break some strings on this. Well, fortunately, if you have a show called TransTrem Thursday, you better damn well have a backup, right?
All right.
So that worked out okay.
I don't want no Floyd.
So what's going on in the chat? What you guys talking about in there?
Oh, they're rumbling over here.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Good.
Rumbling, rambling. Yeah, Quentin, I don't know, man. I'm supposed to get some storms coming up this way. We'll see what happens. We're supposed to be in the 60s tomorrow, which is the way it should be. But then we're going to drop back down.
Oh. We have, from the Midwest, it is Mr. Robbie, the animal. Stingle. Welcome in, Robbie.
What's happening, Ryan? Hey, R2.
Oh, just hanging out, doing a YouTube show. Nothing much. What you up to?
Well, the last 13 days, I've written 7 songs.
Wow. That's awesome, man. Where did this sudden surge of inspiration come from?
Well,
it's your.
He's written so many songs, he's now speechless.
He's run out of words. It's probably the energy, man.
It kind of started with I felt maybe a little slighted, and then Mom's birthday came, and I wrote that song for you guys, and that went on to another song I wrote as thanks to the community, and then I wrote another one called Rewind. These are all acoustics.
Well, whoever you felt slighted for, you just walk up to them and you say,
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
But
you're on Velcro. Not when was it? The other night, right?
Oh, Richard's been playing my stuff on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And he played, the Tuesday before last Tuesday he did. And then he played one on Wednesday. It was a Dirty Blonde Diva.
It was yesterday, right? I don't even know what day it is. I took a nap and I'm losing track of what day it is now. Yeah, because I popped the chat open on the live stream there, and I thought you were actually live. So I'm like, cool. I'm actually catching Robbie over here playing live. All of a sudden, he says, "Hey, R2 in the chat." And I'm like, wow, that's impressive, man. He's singing, playing guitar, and typing in the chat. Sweet. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Dude.
That song, Dirty Blonde Diva, I wrote it the night before. I made the video that day, and Hippie played it that night.
Nice. Got a couple people calling you, saying hello in the chat. You got Zach Thong. I got songs on my mind since you wrote, what'd you say, 7 of them?
Yeah.
Graphite and Cigars thinks maybe you got a piece and got your creative juices flowing. Kurt 5150 says, "What's good, Broham?" Rob Blackmore officials saying, "Hey, Robbie."
Hey, Rob.
So everybody's shouting you out.
But I think that's the way you have to do it, man. I think if you were in that moment, and I mean, I'm not writing original music, but when I start recording and I do a song and I get another idea to do a song, I better do it now while I have the all the equipment out. My guitars are out. I'm warmed up, and I just want to just crank them out. And you're like in this flow.
Well,
of
it's
energy.
Paper, man, pen, paper.
Yeah.
And the acoustic. That's about it.
That's all right, man. Even if you write it on the toilet paper.
Robbie likes everything old school. He writes it on paper instead of putting it in his phone on his notes. Speaking of old school, you were talking about a guitar that you were having a truss rod issue with, and then you showed me some parts that you had gotten for another guitar.
Yeah.
And show everybody what you got.
Oh yeah. Well, let me talk about the truss rod
Yeah, man.
situation. No, it's not really a situation. It was since Quentin's in here. Ryan said that Robbie's going to probably be jumping in, and I'm like, cool, man. I go, when was it? I can't remember when it was. About last week, a couple weeks ago. I saw Robbie in the chat. He was typing something, and then I didn't see him for a while. It was quiet. And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you stepped away for a moment. But Quentin said something about my Charvel. He's like, I love the Charvel you have, man, the custom shop. I'm like, man, I love that guitar. I love everything about it except one thing. And I said, I hate when the temperature changes around here and the humidity changes. And if I want to adjust the truss rod, I have to take the damn neck off. So when the Music Dude, the Music Zoo exclusive made this guitar, they want to do it, to the old school 80s style Super Strat, which was like, the single pickup, the top mounted Floyd Rose, the one-piece maple neck, and one-piece, this one's a one-piece mahogany body. And the truss rod adjustment is at the heel, right at the base of the neck. So I have to take the neck off, adjust it. Hopefully you're doing it enough so that, because if you put those screws back on and then you go, it's a little bit more, you have to take it off. And I was telling Ryan, I go, man, that's what wound up happening to my 89 Fender Strat. I took my neck off after so many years. I've owned that thing since 89 that I put it back together, started playing it. And it kept on going out of tune. And I realized that one of the screws just kept on turning, stripped. So I fixed it. No big deal. Just like Robbie, I'm handy.
Did it make like a...
Yeah. I was getting upset because I'm like, dude, I know these strings are stretched out. It wasn't tuned, and I know what happened. It just stripped out, and it's an easy fix. Easy fix. Robbie knows. You can take care of that, no problem. And that's. But I didn't want to do anything to my Charvel. My Charvel, I'm like, I love that thing, man. I don't want to do anything to this, and I'm afraid if I take this neck off one more time, it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna have to wind up fixing it. But where am I going with this? And I just started laughing because I said I didn't see Robbie in the chat the whole time. And then all of a sudden Robbie goes, I love taking off the neck off guitars. That's one of the best things to do. I love doing it. And I go, yes, Robbie, I get it, man. But I go, but every time, to just a truss rod, you got to take the neck off. And Robbie loves doing it. And I used to love doing it too until that happened to my Fender. And I go, man, so when they came up with that little thumb wheel truss rod adjustment, I go, that is the best thing ever. Mm-hmm. Just do a little minor adjustment, done, play your guitar, you're all set. So there's my little truss rod rant.
Well, when Robbie takes a neck off of a guitar, he likes it so much that... What's going on, Ryan Hall? Welcome in. Alonzo's here. Welcome, Alonzo.
The necks that I use are so old, they don't really move.
What's going on, Herba Fireside Studio? Welcome in.
Yeah, I agree with you. That Fender I was talking about barely even moved. I don't even know why I started taking the necks off just to adjust it. I should have just left it alone. My Jacksons from 90s don't move at all. I mean, the older guitars, they're solid. They're solid. But this Charvel is what, 2006, 2007. Yeah. So I mean, now it's gotten a lot better. But of course, when it was fresh, I don't think the woods were, dried out. All the moisture wasn't taken out of the guitars properly. But those 90s Jacksons that I have, and the 89 Fender and all those older guitars, they're solid, man. I mean, they must have had those woods for probably over a decade, who knows, longer. And so, I agree with you in that. The older guitars, they don't move. The ones that they make now, the wood is too ripe.
And you're talking now, it's like 2000 and after or something.
Yeah.
That's like now to me,
Yeah, because I have a 2016 Fender Strat, USA Fender Strat, and that neck just, oh my gosh! If the temperature changes just a little bit, it's moving. It's moving. I have to adjust it. I know it. So that's the. I feel bad for the newcomers to the guitar game because if they don't know, they just think there's something wrong with the guitar. I got neck sprout. Oh, my neck, my strings are buzzing. Sell it, trade it in. But it's good for us if we want to buy a used guitar and we know what's wrong with it and we know what to do to fix it. It's a plus for us. But I think about all the new guitar players. I feel bad for them.
What's going on, Keith? Welcome in.
Keith, cheers, brother.
Somebody else was shouting out to you, Robbie. I think it was, there it is. Boner Jams. Robbie Stingle giving me the tingles. What's good, man?
What's happening? Yeah, the 5150 out of California should be getting painted. I haven't heard from them, but it could be any day.
Nice.
Yeah, is that the real Keith or the hacked Keith? If somebody's in the chat trying to sell you Bitcoin, don't listen to him.
Sucks. That's got to be the real Keith.
Six Finger just saying his 85 maple fender neck doesn't move at all either. One piece with a skunk stripe. Yep.
Good year, 85. Good year. Yeah.
Patty Dill is here. Welcome, Patty.
Hey, Patty.
Good to see you. Big shout out to Patty for the Van Halen license plate right there, and
sweet.
The Open the Blast Doors Stormtrooper back there.
I had that, but my kids found it and they took off with it.
Open the blast doors.
What was that? Who is it?
Who is that? Who is that? Having a party.
Yeah. That's it. Copyright strike.
No, that one was good. That one was good. The last one was the little bit of video that I showed of Live Without a Net.
There was no
when
audio.
we were looking for that guitar, and I was pausing it, and I don't know. YouTube can find half a second of a video that you post, but they can't send your short out to the shorts feed. So, who knows? Let's see. Kurt 5150 has a lock body with the wood grain. Is that a 5150 or an 84 that you're working on, Kurt?
I think it's his 5150.
Nice. Let's see. Herb of Fireside Studio says he's got some swampland in Florida. He's not selling Bitcoin, but he's got some swampland if anybody's interested. What's going on, Richard Friend? Welcome in. Good to see you.
What's going on,
Everybody's saying hey to Patty. How do you like the pedal? I like it quite a bit, Patty. We'll probably get to it in just a little bit. I've got it. It was the that's too much work. It is the DoD Gunslinger.
DoD.
Yes. So it's
Digitech, but I knew that wasn't right.
MOSFET distortion is what it says. So it's not an overdrive, it's a distortion pedal. It kind of adds, in my opinion, I've got it hooked up to the Stealth, and on the clean channel, it almost makes it sound like a bit of a hot rodded Marshall, I guess, a little bit. It's a little more open, but we'll hear in a bit.
Yeah, what's up with Marshall?
Super Relic. Nice. I'd like to see that when it's done. Under the Bus Network is here. Welcome in. We get copyright flagged every week. They can take it. #YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can you do? What can
As long
you
as they
do?
don't. That's all right. I get claims all the time. I show Ryan pictures of my videos, and there's the copyright claim. Yeah.
Pictures of your videos.
Yeah, no, those pics.
Mm-hmm. Alonzo is saying or asking, what do y'all think about digital amps like plugins?
It's that long.
Me personally, my one word answer is nope. No, thank you. I mean, they have their place. A lot of people are using them. But for me, I'm old school like Robbie is with his Floyds and guitars. If it's not made in 1982, he doesn't want it. I like a good tube amp. And
Me too. I love the
obviously, you know, you guys hear what it sounds like coming into my computer, and I can record that. And I think that sounds better than any kind of plug-in that you can give me. And it's also the feel of the guitar, you know. I can bet that you're playing a plug-in into a little Apple laptop. It doesn't feel the same. So I just say no. Just say no. But that's just me. You know, your mileage may vary.
Nothing better than a tube head moving air. Quentin knows what I'm talking about. I'm a long time rack user. Tubes, of course, always tubes. Mesa Bogey gear, ADAs, going back to the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Always love the stuff. The PB heads. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. What I recently, and I've talked about this before, is recording in the mix. I have found that if I'm playing with an audio track and I'm doing a video or a short and I'm playing along with it, sometimes, how can I put this? If you're playing by yourself in the bedroom and you're jamming out, you want to crank up the bass and it sounds good by yourself. Everyone, Quentin knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Jay's out there. Everyone who's played out. When you get a tone and you're in your basement or in your bedroom and you got the right sound where you go, this sounds phenomenal by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go play with your band,
and you can't hear it
with the drummer, and you go, that doesn't sound the same. It doesn't sound right. So you have to do adjustments. That's one thing I loved about the MIDI gear that I had with the Mesa Boogie Triaxes and the ADAs that I had, is I had settings for I would call bedroom. It would be like my bedroom setting, my home setting, and then my play out, where I would tweak my adjustments when I would play with my band, my bass player, how it would sound out to the audience, where I had my trusted friend who would tell me, lower the mids, boost the mids, drop the mids, highs, too bassy, and he would get it right. What I found with the plugins is they may not sound good by themselves if you're just playing and jamming out, but I noticed that if you're playing along and trying to find yourself in the mix, it sounds really good, or blends in nicely.
Hang on just a minute. I gotta show Alonzo something back here behind the tool shed. Come with me.
Hang on, I think somebody's at my door. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Alonzo, you're banned.
Unsubscribe. I'm kidding. Your tone is immaculate. Thank you. Like I said, everybody's different. Plugins might work for what you're doing. And if you're just recording into your computer and, making a video or mixing in, a drum track or something, I'm sure that works great. For me, I like to have the tube amp behind me going. Fruitcake Tony, what's up, man? Welcome in. Good to see you.
Dude?
Enjoyed the show last night, man. I could not figure out that trivia question that you had. What was it? Big grandma or big mama? Something like that. Let's see. John is agreeing. It just does not feel right.
Doesn't feel right. I get it, man.
That's what she said.
But I'm telling you, man, a majority of my shorts I wash in the washer. I mean,
Janice is saying, I know what you mean. I can never get the sound I want in the clubs like I have here in my room. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I used to find that sometimes, with the band that I played in, it's boosting the mids up a little bit, start cutting through, or, just turn up louder than everybody else. And see, that's a benefit with a tube amp. You can turn up louder than everybody else. Let's see. Who else we got in here? What are we talking about? Graphite and Cigars. I used to play with a guy that was an amazing drummer. Went to jam one day, and he had sold his drum set and got an electric kit. We could no longer play together. Sounded like crap. You know, I have thought about maybe getting an electric kit just for here, you know, and send it in and just for recording. You know, I'm not a drummer, but maybe even one of those little drum pads. So, you know, I can see where a drummer might say, "You're stupid for using that. It doesn't sound right." But, you know, that would work for me. So same thing with people that using modelers with their guitars. If it works for you, then have at it, right?
There you go. Let's see if I can pull this up here. No, of course not.
There it is. Big Grandma. Mike Olson is here. Welcome in, Mike. Saying hello to everybody.
Well, let me do it. I have to restart my... What's up, Mike?
John is saying whenever I try a modeler or plug-in, I feel like I've been violated by suckage. Goodness. And we have Dan Gorman. What's going on, Dan? Welcome in. So I think this might be a good time to check out this this pedal once again.
Let's do it.
That Ronald sent. So I'm going to switch over to, let's see, mute that. Oh, still got a pop, didn't I?
I thought you broke a string, man. I'm like, oh man.
So there's my clean sound on the EVH. As you can see, the green light is illuminated right there. So that's channel 1. And this literally on the Stealth, the gain is like all the way down until it went silent, and then I had to crack it just a little bit to get get it clean, because otherwise it's got some breakup on it. So there's the clean, and then with the pedal, so it's still got that big open sound to it. It's not as compressed, but it adds sort of like a hot rodded Marshall a little bit. The Axe says, nice reverb. There is no reverb on my chain.
It's the delays.
It's the delays.
Sounding like...
Yep. John is asking me to turn the goop off for a second. Nope, can't do that.
Now you're doing like Andy Timmons does. Andy Timmons doesn't use reverb; he uses delay to make it sound like it's a reverb.
In fact, I'm going to turn more goop on, John. Let's see. So yeah, it just gives it kind of a So yeah, it's cool. It almost adds like a fourth channel to the amp. So that's a pretty cool pedal. Thank you, Ronald. Appreciate that.
Right on, man.
Oh, I think Robbie's back. What's going on, Robbie?
What's happening, Ryan? Hey, R2.
Was it WTH Hell Holy that was at the door?
No, I think it's my cat. I think she was hitting the bass drum. She likes to play drums sometimes.
Oh, gotcha.
Ah,
That stupid channel changing pop. What else is going on in the chat? Yeah, Goop is good. The only reason I didn't turn it off, John, is because I would have had to get up and walk over to the thing. I don't have any MIDI control yet like you do.
MIDI or like 6-fingered, man.
Right? Oh, man. Yeah, I'm jealous of that board that he's got. Axe is asking, is that wet, dry, wet? Yes, sir. It is. It is. Let's see. Patty says the pedal sounds great. Yeah. It like I said, it's a little more open, a little less gain, than the blue channel of the amp. So adds a whole new dimension. So yeah, very nice. Thank you. Keith says, well, she loves the Goop.
That's what she said.
So Rob is asking if you've got any new ventures, Robbie. You said you got the one guitar being painted up and was about ready to ship back. What else you got going on?
Oh, I've been working on Rock Show's the Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
And today I drilled out the legs so I could put the screw through to attach to the wood for the piece I made for the wood.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can show you that.
And that was on the pickup you're talking
That's for
about.
the pickup? Yeah.
Yeah. There, I'll get it right here. Okay. This is this wood I had to custom make to put the pickup onto.
Yep.
And I had to add a little bit more because it was too deep for the leg.
It was too deep.
That's what she said.
I didn't have quite enough of wood on the one side. So yeah, I put another extra piece of wood there, and then the one screw I put on this side went in just a hair not straight enough. So I filled it and tried to get that screw straighter.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now, obviously, you're doing that. So, do you feel like that helps the pickup with resonance throughout the body to have that type of contact?
Well, I'm not really super sold on that. If you're going through an all tube amp with you're using the red LED clipping diodes, and it's a minimal difference, but he wanted it this way, so I went through all this to get this wood to fit it in.
So that was special request then. Nice.
Well, yeah, he wanted it similar to Ed's guitar with it, with the wood and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And here we have the pickup, and you can see where I drilled the hole a little bit bigger so the screw could go through on both sides. And I was very careful. Drill a little bit, blow it off, wipe it off, make sure none of those filings got anywhere near the pickup. But it fits right in here at the height that I wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, this is just barely above where it would be if it had the pickup ring.
Right.
It's basically the height that I would put all my guitars at for the pickup.
Gotcha.
And
cool.
when it dries, I could screw this in, and then I could make a pick guard piece. you know, and drill a hole in it and make the put the potentiometer in there, and the OhYouAteOne 600 volt .002 capacitor in there, the wiring and everything.
Cool deal.
So Robbie,
that's
I
it.
wanted to ask you something, since you're talking about that, because recently I just ordered. Now, we're not endorsed, nor do we get paid by this company.
What's up, Sean?
What's up, Sean? I just ordered some parts from OhYouAteOne.
Oh, right, yeah.
And we got some titanium gold hardware. Saddle screws, the titanium blocks, the inserts, the locking nut screws, the string screws, all the bells and whistles. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because when they send you the package, they always put in little thank you cards, and they put this in there. I always see this in here. And you were just talking about for the pickup. What would your ideas be on this thing here? I don't know if you can see that.
Let me get you.
It is a direct mount for your pickup.
Oh, so that's just what your pickup will sit on.
Right. Like you put,
Mhm.
instead of
It's just like
putting a block of wood on there, you put that little brass piece in there, screw it in, and then you have the little ears down there to screw the pickup in.
Mm-hmm. Just giving you more contact with the body, just like you're doing with
Right.
that wood.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. You saw that, all the stuff I went through to make sure the entire pickup is hitting the wood. That's why I had to put the slot in there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's going to help, but it also making that out of brass. I'm not sure if that's going to help the warmth of the sound, but again, I don't know. I've never used one of those.
Yeah.
But,
It'd be cool to do some type of experiment to see if it actually helped a little bit. Let me get to this. Go ahead, Robbie.
Some guitars you have to do it. If you've got a maple body, you have to do that, or it's going to squeal like crazy.
Mm.
It's not really a sustain thing. I think it's more of a stop the vibrations in the springs of the pickup themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what gives you that squealy, where you can't get like the nice warm tone feedback like I like. You'll get that squawk. So it's necessary to do that. Unless your pickup is in there really super tight. You could get away without the block, but like that red guitar I have that you like, I made a piece of wood and put it in there. Yeah.
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 I guess there's something to those windings moving around. Ed figured that out with the waxing and the potting. Let me get to these questions. Kurt5150 is asking me, I see you have your wet, dry, wet mic'd. Do you blow out the house, or do you have it on low volume and cranked on your interface? Well, it's not really cranked on the interface. I've got the center on my microphone. I've got 58 dBs of gain. And the two outer, I have 53 decibels of gain. They're SM57s, and let me turn those down. And this is the room volume. Obviously, that does not sound as good as through the interface, but it's at a volume where my family can sleep upstairs if I'm playing at that volume down here. So it's not super, super cranked. But it's a good bedroom volume, I would call it, and it just kind of mixes in and sounds like it does. Let's see. Saw some other questions. Let me get to those. Man, you guys are Chatting it up. Oh, I lost my spot. Where was that? Oh, there you were. Let me come on down. Zach, I only have 2 amps, Fender Frontman 25R amp, and Fender Acoustasonic 150. Get you some kind of a, here you go. Get you a stereo delay pedal, and then feed both of them. And you'll have a wet.
Yeah.
All kinds of things you can do to
Just mess around with
I just love a really wide guitar sound, you know. I always have. I was introduced to the wet dry wet back in 95. I was taking some guitar lessons, and I was taking lessons from a guy that really liked Van Halen as well. And it just turned out that a lot of times I would go to the lesson and we would just trade Van Halen licks instead of him actually teaching me anything. But he was like, dude, have you seen how Eddie's running his rig now? You know, this was back 94, 95, somewhere around there. And he's like, yeah, he's running a wet, dry, wet. And I started looking into that and learning what it was. And, you know, I set up a little makeshift kind of, you know, I had 1 amp of this and 1 amp of that and another amp of something else. And I figured out a way to get it all going. And even that piece of crap setup sounded amazing. So I've kind of been going down the rabbit hole since then.
Oh, it's fun. It sounds good, man. Sounds real good when you try it. That's what I used to do. I used to put the 2 stereo cabinets behind my drummer, and then the dry behind me. So I would get the dry signal, but then the behind me, and then the wet signal coming out towards me behind the drummer.
Nice.
And it just sounded.
Yep. And then you put that detune, the +9 and -9.
Yeah.
And it just makes it huge.
That's what she said.
Robert is asking, have you ever done a rig rundown of your gear? I did a quick one. It's a video on my channel, just a quick rundown. I took my iPhone around and just kind of showed basically what I was doing. I really should do a more in-depth one, but then I got to take it all apart, and that's a pain in the butt. But if there's enough demand for it, I guess I could do that. But yeah, there is a video that quickly shows what the chain is and how it's hooked up basically. Let's see. PMS system works great. Is that what that was called?
Yeah,
That pickup mounting system. Yeah. Yeah, the height screws go directly into the system. Yeah, it looks like a great idea. I mean, I can see the need for it. Keith says he'd rather have more contact with the wood.
That's what she said.
Oh, goodness. Mike Olson, tight like a tiger. I wouldn't know how tight a tiger is, so. Let's see. Any other questions in here? Octopus is searching for a silver burst, sir. How do you like the Sir guitars, R2?
I have not tried one myself. I would love to play one. What was it called? I have played Valley Arts. I don't know if they were the same company. But I would love to try one.
Sounds great for a bedroom volume. Yes, sir. It sure does. Miking it up and pumping it through, you know, it really ties it all in together because you get it concentrated. At least for me, it sounds good in the headphones. I don't know, you know, you guys listening on an iPad or a phone or earbuds, how it sounds, but I appreciate it. Let's see. Keep all the toys at hand. Are you talking about me or the other Ryan? Let's see. Yeah, 6 is saying all you need is the desired dry amp. The other two really don't matter. The main thing that I found that matters for me personally is how you tap the head. You know, there's been speaker taps that I've been given one that Dave Friedman made. There's others that you can do an attenuator and you have a tap off of it, or even some amps come with a line out. And for me, nothing has sounded as good as when I use the little Palmer PDI-03, I think it is, PDI-09. It's called the Junction, and it gives you a speaker simulated out. And people have asked me time and time again, why would you send a speaker simulated signal? And technically that's how they used to do it when they first started, is they would take a microphone off of the main amp and then take that to a mixer and then send that signal, which is a speaker sound, to the effects. And that's how they would get it. And it just sounds so much more full, more, I don't know, just all around, just better to my ears with that type of a tap. Let's see.
It's all probably trial and error, right? You're probably trying to see what works best.
Yeah. How do you avoid phase issues and or ground loops? I don't know. Just never have had any problem with it. Never have had any problems with it.
Hey, Ryan, let me just share something here real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just want to show, let's see if I can do this here. Hold on. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's my rack. Let's see here. Let's see if I can fast forward some of this. Here we go. See the shock mounts right here?
Mm-hmm.
This is a 22 space shock mount Mesa Boogie rack. There's my
Very
Furman.
nice.
Oops. Furman power conditioner, my Korg, my old Quadriverb, my Rocktron IntelliPitch, which is like the IntelliFX,
but better.
It's a intelligent pitch shifter, so it was trying to emulate the Eventide, which I couldn't afford one at the time, so I bought one of these. So this is where I would get my detune with this IntelliPitch. There's my ADA.
Is that the MP1? Yep, sure is.
My original MP1. There it is. There's a BB Sonic Maximizer right there that I used to use as one of the original ones. They used to be my bass players, but that thing just, it sounded so good. Let's move down here. So I don't know if you see that silver one down here. See where it says Mesa Boogie high gain amplifier switch?
Yep.
My guitar silencer. Everyone still have this one. All the Dimebag fans, they always look for this Hush system right here. That's the best one.
Right.
But this high gain amplifier switch, see how it says amplifier on the far left? It will say amplifier 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
So I can hook up 4 amplifiers.
Oh, wow.
So what I would do is amplifier 1 would be, it's not in this rack, but I'll show you in the video. Would be my tri-axis. Amplifier 2 would be the MP1, the ADA, and amplifier 3 would be the head. So I would put the PV head. So I would have tri-axis, MP1, and head.
Wow.
So tri-axis, it would all go back into this switcher here, and then the switcher would go into the Quadriverb or IntelliFX. And so that's how I would get the wet stereo left and right. And with the tri-axis, it had 4 switchers. I'll show you when I get to it here. But I would turn on amplifier. I can turn these all separately. They're all buffered, so you get pure tone. Don't lose any of the signal. Amplifier 3 would be the middle amp, be the dry. And let's see if I can go down here a little bit more. So I'm just talking. I took a lot of the stuff out. Let me go fast forward here. There it is. So this is the separate. So I separated them because I wanted to take this out over to my buddy's house. So this is my tri-axis here. Another core tuner, the Furman power conditioner. The one that you saw on the main rack was a voltage regulator. And so what it did was it consistently gave you 117 volts. So if you went to shady clubs, and you wouldn't get
get the spikes.
Drop and spikes.
Yep.
And
cool.
So it would grab it and consistently give you 117. I don't know how they did it, but it would monitor it, and your amp should always sound the same.
Nice.
So there's the tri-axis. Love that thing. Still have that. It's one of the original ones. And then this is the power amp right here. The Sound Class 290. It's 90 watts per side.
Yep. Very nice.
It would be my my stereo. But there it is. A little rig rundown. If Quentin's still in here, he's probably popping wood right now.
Very cool. It is. That's awesome. So you still have the majority of that, or just a few?
What you saw right there, I still have.
Cool.
I still have all that stuff. I have to put it all back into that 22 space. I want to hook it up the way I had it, because when I started seeing your videos, I'm like, that's it. Rack gear all the way, man. I need to plug that back in. I already know what that's going to sound like in my head when I had it running.
Yeah, brother, get all that hooked up.
Yeah, so like right now,
excuse me,
when I do the tube amps, what's behind me is just the Marshall cab, the head, and the Eventide, just mono, but it still sounds great. But I want to try that Eventide through the effects loop on my tri-axis and do the stereo. Oh my goodness!
Get all that running and get you a guitar with a TransTrem on it, and you'll be all set, man.
So when you hear or see Quentin in the chat talk about my 22 space shock mount rack and all that stuff, that's what it is. Yeah.
They used room mics back in the day too. Yes, sir. Alonzo's getting his balance tone with 1 amp, chorus, delay, and a reverb. Whatever works, man. Yeah. It's pretty close. Absolutely. You know, that's what I did for years. I just got as close as I could and kept on jamming.
I mean, there's individuals that play the Yamaha THR 10X still, man. And they get great Van Halen tones. And it doesn't even have the D-tune. It's like a chorus setting. And it still sounds great.
For sure. I'm catching up on the chat here.
Yeah,
let's see.
290s
we got
for sure, man.
Yeah. Dan in New Jersey, welcome in. Good to see you. I wonder if I can, let me try something here. Let's see. While I'm doing this, Robbie, you had MPN's guitar. Have you done anything else with it recently?
Still waiting for the custom shop pickup.
So the
come on, MJ.
The Floyd and all that hadn't been routed out or anything yet.
MJ's on spring break.
It's just a little filing. Actually, you can do it with sandpaper. It's not really that big a deal.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that killed like 10 seconds, and I haven't even found what I needed to find.
Well, I could play a song for you if you want.
There you go.
Yeah, it is a chat and jam, so break it out and let's go.
Man.
I wrote this last night and made the video this morning.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's called To You.
So this is a world premiere.
All you need is to try and try. Flying free, you have to fly. Although I really need you by away you travel, and I just cry. By car and train, you travel far, and I just hang at lonely bars. Not that far, but to me it's ours. And I stay home playing sad guitar. It's wondrous, the city gleams like something in a wild dream. To see it through your eyes, it seems. I can see how much it means to you, to you, to you, to you. Back from wild streets you roam, and now you are finally home. The family that you made your own. You can't get that on your phone. For you, for you, for you, for you. It's wondrous, the city gleams like something in a wild dream. To see it through your eyes, it seems. I can't see how much it means to you, to you, to you, to you, to you.
Awesome, man. Very
Right on,
awesome.
man.
So I have
Cranking out the tunes, Robbie.
I have jumped in on my phone. That's the black square that you see there. I'm going to take it over and show my rack.
Taking us to Iraq.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to get some. I'm going to mute this over here, these microphones, so that I don't get any back feed. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Okay. All right. So here is my rack. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So on the top there, I've got two Furmans, one showing me the voltage that I've got coming in.
Here, I'm going to see if I can present you so we can see it a little bit.
Okay.
Nope. Wait, hold on there. Nope, wrong one. No. No. All right. Well, keep going there.
Okay, let's see. Hang on. I'm on. Oh, this is difficult.
There
Okay.
we go. There, I got it there.
All right, so two conditioners, and only reason I have the two conditioners in there is because I've got a whole lot of crap that plugs in. So the first one obviously is just showing me the power. The second one is just a regular. So right here is the Lexicon APM70, and just like Ed did, I only use that for the cathedral-like delay. But that takes my signal and it splits it into stereo. And then after it leaves that, it comes down here to this rain mixer. So it has two that go in. And then on this mixer, I then have the Eventide here. One of the signals that the mixer gets sends it up to the Eventide. And then the stereo out comes back down to the mixer. And then another signal from the mixer goes to one of the SDE 3000s. And then another same signal split off of the mixer comes to the other SDE 3000 here. So then everything as it comes back, like channel, what do I have? I've got channel 1. As you can see there, it's panned hard left. Channel 2 is panned hard right. Channel 3 is also panned hard left. And then channel 4 is hard right. So this is the Eventide stereo, and then these two are the delays. So that's where it all gets mixed and then sent back out to just a Carvin 100 watt per side solid state power amp. But the main signal comes off of this amp here, and then it goes back to that little junction right there. So it's just a speaker tap, and then it comes out of there, and then that's what feeds over into the lexicon first, and then it all gets split. So
Nice.
SM57s just left of the cone on each one. And here's something interesting when you're miking cabinets. I just did these because it looks uniform. Try the mic on different speakers, because each speaker in a cabinet sounds different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The same make. So there's a close-up of the rig with the Eddie on top.
Nice.
And this guitar there. And a bead of Purple Haze pull. So there we go.
Right on, man.
My workstation here. My crap pile. And this is where all the magic happens. Oop, can't show that. All right, let's see.
I like that. Ryan on the move.
All right, am I back?
You're back.
All right.
Back in black.
Let me kick this guy out of here. There we go.
See, that's cool, dude. I mean, I don't know where you got the idea. Obviously, it must have been from Eddie.
That is exactly how his rig used to be. Yep.
That's the way you want. And I wanted to be like Eddie too, but there was this one individual. The reason why I bought the 22 space shock mount rack for Mesa Boogie and a big Mesa Boogie guy was because I saw this in the back of Guitar World magazine. It was the last page. It was a section called Backline, and they would show you the I don't know, you kind of remember this, right, from the Guitar World magazines. They would kind of like show you a little diagram and how they would run it.
For sure.
Before they did that, they would actually show you the actual picture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at that. When I saw that, I was like, I want one of those, man.
Very cool.
And I actually counted how many spaces he had right there on this one. And there was 22 of them.
Mm-hmm.
This one's 20. And I guess you can get Mesa Boogie at that time. I don't know if they still do. You can order them, and they had them in 10, 12, and up to 20. But I went to Guitar Center and I said, I want a 22 space. And they're like, sir, they only go up to 20. And I said, no, I want a 22 space. You can pay extra money for the 22 space.
Right.
So they contacted Mesa Boogie and they said, yeah, we can do that. If you customers willing to pay, we'll do it. So I custom ordered it through Guitar Center. And I went to go pick it up.
Have a good night, Ronald. We'll see you.
Bye, Ronald.
Thanks for stopping in.
And this is the story that I was telling before on one of my shows. And when I went to Guitar Center to pick it up, a couple of the guys at Guitar Center started crowding around me, and they're like, hey, come on, man. Who's this for?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? It's for me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, what band are you in? And I'm like, I can't disclose that. And they're like, no, come on, seriously, man. Who is this for? You have to be a guitar tech for somebody to buy a 22 space. And I was like, guys, look, listen, I'm just really into gear and I want to, just collect all my rack stuff into one space so that when I, buy my house, I want to be able to move this in all in one spot. And they're like, they didn't believe me. They actually thought I was a guitar tech / roadie for a big band.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, all right, guys.
Why else would you have that kind of big stuff?
Yeah, they were like, there's just no way some regular dude would custom order a 22 space Mesa Boogie shock mount rack. Why do you need a shock mount rack? I go, in case it falls off the back of the truck or something. I don't know. I have a lot of tubes and gear that I want to put in there, and they didn't believe me. But that's my story on that.
John has a question about the Palmer. It says it's a passive load. Yes. It is just a signal tap. Where is your signal coming from back to the cabs out of the power amp? Yeah. So the main head, it connects to the speaker or actually I do it through the Palmer. You go from the head to the Palmer and then it's got a loop that you can come back. Is that the way I do it? No, actually I don't do it that way. I go from the head to the cab just like you normally would. Yeah. And then the other tap on the or on the head, I go to the Palmer. I think that's how I do it. I don't know. Either way works. So there's no attenuation. It just takes a tap off of the speaker itself. And then
Jeremy White did a video on that, on how he. I think he had like a rack mount Palmer.
He was using the PDI-03, which is an attenuator, or you can do the speaker simulated tap. Like I do. Yeah.
Okay. You've seen that.
It's got that sound. Those Palmers, they have that sound. And, that's what Ed used. And that's, what I hear that he used up till the last tour. Actually, I think he had switched over to the little PDI-09 like I've got there. Because he wasn't using any attenuation.
Right.
Robert says he needs a signal flow chart on mine. Like you got in the magazine. So did you see that mine was a shock mount as well?
Yeah.
It's not quite like yours, but you can kind of tell, you see the ring around right here.
Right. And it's good for ventilation.
That's all foam that's in there.
Yeah.
So that whole middle part, it actually can move a little bit. So if you're jostling around and moving, it's not affecting the gear.
Yeah, with these, they actually, you can see them on the edges there.
Mm-hmm.
There's like these.
Looks like little loops or something. What is it?
It's just like these shock absorbers.
Mm-hmm.
I actually took one apart in the back of it because they have them in the front, and then I guess they make the rack deep so that there's some because that tri-axis, it's a single space, but that thing is about this long.
Yeah.
That's what she said. But
that's what she said.
So what you do is you can add the shock mounts to the back of the rack so it doesn't dip. So if you don't have anything to rest it on, you don't want the rack ears bending.
Gotcha.
So yeah, good stuff, man. But then grunge came along, and what the heck's What the heck's a rack? And my friends, they were into the grunge era, and they were using, pedals and amps and stuff. And they look at what is that, man? It looks like the cockpit of an airplane. Yeah, man. And I was gonna sell all this stuff at one point, man. I was gonna sell it. I'm like, this stuff is gone.
Yeah,
It's
you
obsolete.
never get it back.
And, that's why you see empty spaces on that video I was showing you, because I did sell some of the things that were in there.
A couple of pieces, yeah.
A couple of pieces I started selling, and then I started finding YouTube individuals that don't sell this, or if you find this, and I'm like, I sold that piece of equipment.
I was tempted. I found locally another 2 Lexicon PCM 70s. And I was tempted to buy them, but I didn't.
Oh.
And those are hard to find. And one of the reasons is because, I have the one, it works. I hope nothing ever happens to it, but like Guitar Man 45 is saying no Eventide H3000. They're just so hard to get people to work on them.
Yeah.
And they're just so expensive right now that the what is that, the Eclipse that I've got there, it works just as well. I think it probably sounds a little better too.
Did Ben Tom get some? He bought some? Nice. That's what John DeShane is saying here.
He's also asking, your resistive part of the signal is ultimately coming from the cabs. Now, the signal that feeds to the effects units is a speaker tap off of the back of the head, going straight to that Palmer, which then takes that signal and sends it out like it was a mic'd cabinet. So there is no resistive part to that Palmer. There's no attenuation. Let's see. Octopus is going to see WVH tomorrow night. Are you going to see, or he's just in town tomorrow night? That'd be a cool show.
That'd be nice, dude. Michael B. Live. What's up, bro?
How's it going, Mike? Good to see you. Six Fingered said his rack is homemade, but strong as an ox. I bet. 11/16 ply. 15 units. I bet it's heavy, too. Got some big casters underneath it, I hope.
Oh, yeah, mine does. You have to have the big heavy-duty casters they put on there.
Music Therapy Laz is here. What's going on? Laz is probably coming to check and make sure we're not running overtime. He's going live in 1 hour, I believe. So everybody be sure to go check out Music Therapy Laz.
You guys are still here? What are you doing here?
I think that I have... Let's see if that'll get a command for you, for Laz to come in. Let's see, Alonzo just typed it. There we go. So there's his channel. Go check him out. Go check out his live tonight. I'll probably pop in and say hello before I go to bed. Let's see, who else has got something going on in the chat? Laz is lurking while driving. Drive safe. We wouldn't want to have anything like that happening.
Yeah, so Octopus is going with Music Therapy Laz then to Wolfgang.
Very cool.
Yeah, so he's
Awesome.
coming with me. Right here. He's coming with me to Reno. My wife won't go. Alter
Wow.
Bridge. Okay.
Very cool.
All right. You get to see Miles then. Six Finger Assault. Oh, that's Miles Kennedy. Sorry.
I was going to say that's quite a trip, especially over the water to Australia. Guitar Man 45 has one PCM 80 and a PCM 90 and loves them. Yep. Nothing quite like those Lexicons. Laz says he can't see the chat, but I know that you're there using voice to text. Yep. We're getting you, Laz. Alonzo says, Brent, are you seeing Wolfie tomorrow? The ones who are seeing him in the second leg of the tour are so lucky because he's going to be playing his new song.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Where is the signal load from the head getting unloaded? The head is hooked up to the center cabinet. Let me move this way. Or let me do this. So the center cabinet right there is still hooked up to the head. So if I were to play and turn that power amp off over there, I would still get a guitar signal to this middle cabinet.
Nice.
So it's just like plugging in to play a dry cab, like you would at Guitar Center. You go plug into the head, you play through the speaker cab. That's the same thing. I'm just taking another tap off of the other speaker output of the head and feeding that signal over to the Palmer, which then feeds it over to the rack over there. So your resistive load on the head is a cabinet. That's your dry. Hopefully that made more sense. I know it's difficult, as I'm just going quickly with a phone and showing everything.
So now we're going to get Miles to make you a pedal board switcher.
Patty Dill says it would be great to see Wolfgang Van Halen. Yep. He was through Atlanta a month or so ago, and I wasn't able to go. And then I think he was in Nashville when Johnny was there. I think he was here one night and then Nashville the next night or something like that. It would be cool to catch one of his shows. Let's see. Janice, I got an hour to play for 20.
$20?
Somebody paid you $20 for an hour?
Nice.
Janice says, Robbie, I played my Glary today.
Mm-hmm.
We all know Robbie loves the Glary. Patty Dill is asking everybody to hit the like button. So I think we're far enough into the show that I can ask everybody if you like what we're doing, give me a like, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Let me hit a thumbs up over here.
If you're in the chat, then you're obviously subscribed. But if you're lurking and not chatting, please give me a subscribe too.
That's right, man.
This will be my third time to see Wolfgang. Is that what you're talking about, Laz?
Yeah.
Awesome. Key said he was just in Anaheim on Tuesday. Very cool. Music Therapy Laz is saying that he has vowed to never miss one nearby me because I didn't see Van Halen. You never saw Van Halen, Laz? Come here. Shame on you.
You are banned. Just kidding.
Well, gentlemen, I no wonder I feel naked. I don't have a guitar in my hand, so let me just cue up some something here. Let's see what we got. How about this one? Wish I could fast forward this on the. I can control the volume. Can you hear that okay? Behind me? Cool. Should have played this on Acoustic Sunday when we did that. Probably need to do that again, have an Acoustic Sunday jam.
Definitely.
Have Robbie come on and play a couple songs. What do you think, Robbie?
Yeah, sure.
You losing the gas tonight?
Oh, no, not at all, man.
No. Thank you, Robbie, for playing that song tonight, man. That was cool.
Absolutely. So you say you've got 7 that you've written, so you got plenty more to go.
Oh. I can do another one if you want.
Well, I'm about to wrap it up, so we'll save it for an Acoustic Sunday. How about that?
All right.
All right, very cool.
Definitely. Let's do that again.
Very, very cool. So appreciate everybody coming out, everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming and joining us, supporting us. We got 44 in the chat right now that I see.
Thank you, everyone.
So thank you, everybody, for coming out. I've really enjoyed kind of getting into this and, doing this. And Just kind of sharing what I love, just the tone and all that good stuff. And I'm glad you guys really like it and appreciate it. So thanks for coming out and spending some time with us.
Yeah,
Al, thanks for joining us. Robbie,
you,
thanks for joining.
Thank you, Robbie.
We'll see everybody on Sunday. Maybe we'll do a little mix of some acoustic stuff and some jam stuff too. So sounds like that'd be a good time.
Right on, man. Right on. See
All
everybody
right.
there.
Absolutely. So everybody have a good night, and we will see you next time.
Rock on, everybody.